to say something about success. No, not that. I want to say something about failure and mistakes. And I see a lot of people equating the two, like somehow mistakes and failure are the same thing. But they have about as much to do with each other as like the color blue and the taste of cinnamon. It's just totally different things. Mistakes are just a missed take. It's like when you tried something, you tested something, you experimented something, you tried something out. That's a mistake. Failure is what happens when you give up. You give up, then you fail. And I understand where the misconception about this comes from, because I went to school where for years it was beaten into my head that a mistake is a failure. If you make a mistake, you're done. You cannot make a mistake, because you get these tests, and if you make a mistake, you get a big red X. If you make a couple of mistakes, you failed. This was the worst thing that I learned in school, and the best thing I've forgotten about, that I've put behind me. Mistakes are necessary to succeed. If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying, you're not doing anything. You've already failed. If you're only doing things that you know will work, you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not doing anything. And to kind of illustrate this point, think of your favorite movie. Now do a bit of research on the internet. Look up how many thousands of hours of footage they took to make the movie. Thousands of hours usually go into like an hour and a half. Now every time they do a scene, they'll do several takes, and every one that doesn't get used, that's a mistake. Is that somehow a failure? Did the movie fail because it's just riddled with mistakes? 99% of the stuff they made is mistakes. No, the movie didn't fail because you just said it was your favorite movie. Even if you don't like movies that much, you picked that one as your favorite, so it's a success as a movie. And it's just riddled with mistakes. Now when they're doing these takes, they set up the scene, kind of as best they can guess how it's going to come out good. But you can't get everything, theoretically, that's going to happen in real life. And that's why mistakes are so important. You have to try stuff out. So they'll set up the scene, and they'll have like 20 people all watching. You got the light guy watching all the things, seeing if they need to change any lights. You got the director seeing if he's getting the right feeling from the scene, or if the shot's framed right, because maybe they need to adjust this or that, and that's how they're learning. They're perfecting each scene by trying it a few different ways, making mistakes, just tons of mistakes, and then learning from those and putting together the new information that they've learned and getting the good final product. And that's what life is all about. That's why the best thing I learned in real life was that mistakes are something I should be doing. Because I've got all this amazing stuff around me in my life right now, and the best stuff has come from just piles and piles of mistakes. Because I'm trying things, I'm trying experiments, I'm testing things out, I'm learning, and I'm growing. Without mistakes, I would be nowhere. I wouldn't have done anything in my life. Mistakes are how you get to success. Mistakes are required for success. Mistakes are not required for failure. You can fail, you can give up, you cannot even try without making a single mistake. And a lot of people I see trying to do something, they get to the first mistake and then quit. And they blame it on the mistake, but it's not the mistake. The mistake was helping you. The mistake was getting you one step further toward what you wanted, and you saw it, and because school told you it's a big red X, you quit. Don't quit at the mistake. The mistake is there to help you. Make mistakes. Make tons of mistakes. You know what? I've had times when I've done things that I knew were not going to work because I knew that there was something to be learned from it. I would do something, I've broken things to learn when they'll break. Making mistakes is how you get anywhere. It's how you succeed. It's how you do anything worth doing. So just try to put off this idea that, has been beaten into our heads over and over that you're not allowed to make mistakes. Make mistakes. Just go for it. Just make a ton of mistakes. And when your dad or your loved ones or your friends or whoever look at you and say, "Oh, you made a mistake. You're such a failure." Even if it's someone whose opinion you respect so much, don't listen to them. You know what? If someone says to you that your mistake is your failure, it doesn't matter how much you respected them, no longer respect what they say. Just shut it down. Because what they are telling you is holding you back. Don't respect people who pull you back and put you down. A mistake is a good thing, and anyone who tells you otherwise is full of crap.